Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you. And I'm also old. I can be both old and happy to meet you at the same time. So turning 34 on Thursday, and I am exhausted. But the KC Cup is coming to a close. Everyone's eager to talk about bans, so why not? Let's talk about salads first. Salad getting top 8, first place, second place, top 4, top 4, top 4, top 4. Just in the last 2 days. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tops. Cool. You know, Salad is a deck that is a puzzle for Konami because they have three limit 1s, and a limit 2, and a limit 3. So at some point you just have to give up. At some point you just have to say, maybe we need to print better cards, because you can ban all the Salad cards that you want, and Salad's still going to be really powerful. I don't think that they're going to adjust the skill yet. I don't think they really have had the time to adjust the skill any more than they already did. So instead, I think they're going to take Salamangreat Spinny and Salamangreat Jack Jaguar and put them both to 2. So you can only play 1 copy of Gazelle, 1 copy of Jack Jaguar, 1 copy of Spinny, and 0 fouls. Is that going to help the deck at all? No. The deck already feels like it's just a bunch of hand traps. But, at the very least, if they cut the number of good Salamangreat cards that you can run, you will have to run more copies of the bad Salamangreat cards, which is probably the only way that they can reasonably balance the skill. So, yeah, that's my prediction. Jack Jaguar, which can revive itself from the graveyard, and Spinny, which can also revive itself from the graveyard, both to 2. All right. That will also cut Hallowed Life Barrier out of the deck, by the way, which is great. So, yeah, that's my prediction. All right, Resonators. I told you guys in my review of Resonators before that I thought that 56 was too much for a single deck. Resonators now have 129 decks posted, and it's only halfway through the month. So this is a little bit unique. I don't think I've ever seen Duel Links meta popping off this much. So I don't think I've ever seen this much KC Cup participation, to be honest. Cool. So what we got for Resonators? In the last 2 days, we have first place, top 8, top 4, first place, top 4, first place, second place, top 4, second place, top 4, top 4, top 4. So that's like 12 tops, something like that. A lot of representation from Resonators. What we got? 2 Resonators, triple Veiler, triple Crow, triple Crimson, 1 red, triple Bone Archfiend, double Vision, 1 Synchron, 1 Tuning Gum, triple Crimson Gaia, triple Resonator Call, Security, Fiendish Chain, Fiendish Golem, and then extra deck looks standard. I'm just familiarizing myself with what other people do, because I don't really listen to other people. I just kind of build my own stuff. Same thing, but 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. Why do people like 30-card decks? 30-card decks suck. The next time you want to play a 30-card deck, don't. Pro advice from me. Alright, let's see. Why can I not... That was one of the first places, then another first place. Oh, no, this is the guy that had a bunch of Skullmeister. Only 2 copies of Bone Archfiend. Oh, but he's playing Skullmeister, that's why. Still the triple Forbidden Droplet. Okay. Alright. So, what do we need to do about this deck? Well, first of all, Forbidden Droplet needs to go to 3. Forbidden Droplet has been in the game long enough. It's not good that Forbidden Droplet can be played when other really powerful staples cannot, because that just means Forbidden Droplet is the staple that gets played. Forbidden Droplet is the most annoying one, because it also it negates multiple monster effects, and it can affect monsters that can't be targeted. So yeah, Forbidden Droplet needs to go to 3 already, just like Needle Stealing went to 3 at one point. they do this all the time. So, Forbidden Droplet to 3, that's one thing. Next up. Honestly, I think the skill is the problem. Do I think that Konami is going to nerf the skill? Probably not. The skill definitely needs to get changed. I've talked about this in a previous video. I thought that the main thing that you should do is, for the effect that lets you play a Red Dragon Archfiend from your X deck, you should have to send a monster from your field as opposed to a like any card. And also, I think that the Fiendish Chain should only be allowed to be set if you control Red Nova Dragon, not if your opponent just controls a monster. That's a little bit unfair. I have talked to other people about this. I've heard multiple things. I've heard that Crimson Resonator should go to 3. I've heard that Scarlet Security should go to 1, which is an interesting idea, because if you put Scarlet Security at 1, it can still be played, it's really good, but then you can't play Hot Red. Really, the deck just shouldn't have a skill. These cards are insanely good. They're so consistent, they're so powerful, and there's so many of them that are just powerful. And your deck is already halved. It's already 20 cards to make, for a deck that was functional at 40 cards. So I really feel like they should just, honestly, they should just delete the skill. They don't need a skill. You sold the deck. 128 people are on DLM in the first 3 weeks of the deck being out. You've sold the deck. Lots of people are playing it. Cut the skill out entirely. Take your money and run. But they're not going to do that. So instead of deleting the skill, and they probably aren't going to change the skill, my prediction is they're going to put Resonator Call to 3. Because Resonator Call fulfills a very similar role to Crimson Gaia. So in the same way that Tuning was put to 3 when Synchro Overtake was being paired with Tuning for Bonds Illuminate the Future, they will probably put Resonator Call to 3 because it's being used alongside Crimson Gaia, and you really don't need more than one of, you really don't need that much search. Part of the reason why the deck plays 30 cards is because it can run so many searchers. And really, Duel Links was never supposed to be like a game where you could get away with playing 30 cards everywhere. The fact that all of these decks have 30 cards is really, really bothering to me. It really is an indication that the deck is way too consistent for its own good. And that's not fun. It's not fun for you to go up against a Resonator player and for them to bit the same board out every single game. They should be thinking about what they want to do. They should be building a specific board that they can, make work. But it should be based on what's in their hand. And I understand that with this version of Resonators in particular, it's a one-card combo. So you don't really have the luxury of, making do with what you have. But that's always been what Duel Links is about. It's making do with what you have. So the game is getting away from that too much. And they need to rein it back a bit. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I think that they should put Resonator Call to 3, and I don't think that they should do that. I think that's what they will do. But Resonator Call to 3, conflict with Crimson Gaia, and they'll call it a day. They might ban Scarlet Security, or put it to 1. Heroes still get complained about. Last 2 days, there have been 2 tops. 2nd place and top 4, and that's it. But people don't complain about heroes because they're strong. They complain about heroes because they are glue. I do agree that the deck does not feel like heroes when you are just constantly putting Rainbow Dragon and Armed Dragon Thunder on the field every turn. Again, my response to this is that Konami should print heroes that are good, but since they are not doing that, and they want heroes to be playable, heroes have to play other cards, I guess. Makes sense. But it's been long enough at this point. I think that they should kill this deck and just give us good heroes. So, 2-part strategy here. Number 1, what do you even do to this deck? One of the main things I've seen people call for is they call for Rainbow Neos to be put to 1 because Rainbow Neos is being used in a lot of decks that are not heroes. I don't think that that's the solution. I think that Rainbow Neos is not the problem. I think Neos Fusion is the problem. So the skill is supposed to help you play Rainbow Neos. Bold prediction. I think Konami, to balance this deck, is going to put Neos Fusion to 1. Put Neos Fusion to 1. That way, no deck that plays Super Poly can also play Neos Fusion. If they can't play Neos Fusion, they're not going to play Rainbow Neos, because it's not going to be a situation where Predaplants are going to hard draw Rainbow Dragon and Elemental Hero Neos and then activate Polymerization. That's just not going to happen. Whereas with Heroes, you can play Neos or Rainbow Dragon on the field as part of the skill, and then also add Poly. So you have 2 out of 3 pieces of Rainbow Neos being added to your board with the skill, which you could do every single turn. So I think it is very likely that Konami could justify saying, you don't get to play Neos Fusion in this deck. You can play Heroes the way that they're supposed to be played, with Polymerization. How badly would that hurt the deck? It would hurt the deck a lot. The deck would be hurt a lot, mostly because, not necessarily because it would make the deck more consistent at making Rainbow Neos. It would, certainly, and that will hurt the deck. But primarily, it's going to make the deck worse because Rainbow Neos won't have the protection of Neos Fusion in the graveyard, which means the deck is, which means Rainbow Neos is literally just, I kill you if you don't interrupt me, and that's it. Which I think is completely fair. It's a OTK card. Why should it have protection? Cool. That's my prediction for Heroes. Predaplants. Top 8. First, second, fourth, first, fourth. Oh, this is, yeah, okay, that's all within the last 2 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But basically only being played in tournaments. No one's playing it in the KC Cup or using it to get King of Games. Fair enough. Okay, let's see. We have triple mind control, fusion substitute, Preda pruning, Predaponics, fusion recycling plant, Preda practice, Drosophilum Hydra. I don't really think any of these is a problem, except for the mind control. I think I said this before, but they should just put Saracenian to 3. Put Saracenian to 3, get mind control out of the deck. That'll fix your issue. Predaplants are already not very good, so by pushing them further out, by making them lose more games when they go second, they will get fall in line. I don't think they're going to touch Lyrilisk at all. Lyrilisk is a meme. People play it because they don't have anything better to do, but it's definitely not a good deck. I was right about them not changing Crystal Beast, by the way, when I called that. Gemini's top 4. And that's it. 1 top 4. Yeah, this deck is not tier 3 anymore. I don't know why it's still on the tier list. Absolutely nothing wrong with this deck. They'll leave it alone. Subterror is tier 3. 1 first place in the last 2 days. Barely anyone playing the deck. This is what tier 3 is? Forget the last 2 days. Since all the data for this month, starting on April 1st, top 4, second place, top 4, second place, top 4, first place. That's 6. 6 tournament representations. And you're saying this is tier 3. What are the standards for this? This is ridiculous. 6 showings in 2 weeks when there were tournaments like basically every day. That's terrible. That's no. No, I disagree. I think DLM is absolutely wrong. Subterrors are not tier 3. Moving on. Okay. And that is it for the tiered decks. So yeah. All right. Quick recap. Salad put Spinny and Jack Jaguar to 2. removes the Hallowed Life Barrier, makes the deck worse, makes you have to run more bad salads to pay the cost of the skill. Heroes, put Neos Fusion to 1. That means that people stop playing Neos Fusion and Rainbow Neos in non-hero decks, and heroes lose their protection. Resonators, put Resonator Call to 3, so that you stop playing 3 Resonator Calls and 3 Crimson Guys, and your deck stops having so much search. Also, put Forbidden Droplet to 3. And Predaplants, put Saraceniate to 3. Perfect. Alright, that is it for my predictions for the ban list. Now let's look at the unhits. Unhits, the best part of any ban list. Where is the rest? Where is the current Forbidden list? Alright, can any cards that are banned be unbanned? No. These are all toxic. Okay. Limited 1. They can unlimit Show. Show is not doing anything. I think that they will unlimit Show. They're just gonna be like, you know what? We overreacted. Show is an Omni Negate, but Omni Negates aren't actually that big of a deal right now. And they're just going to give it to you. And it will change nothing. This might be the list where they unlimit AFD. AFD was limited specifically so that it couldn't be used alongside Summon Breaker, but Summon Breaker is banned, so AFD being limited 1 does not actually change anything. So, yeah. They might just say, okay, you can play AFD again, which would be nice. Croco Dragon is the only card that was limited as part of the Shooting Riser deck that has not been unlimited. Or not the Shooting Riser deck. I was looking at Shooting Riser down here. The Bonds That Illuminate the Future deck that was not limited. So that has not been changed back yet. So they should put this back. I think that they will. So yeah, so far my predictions: Show unlimited, AFD unlimited, Croco Dragon unlimited. They should definitely unlimit Shooting Riser because Black Rose Dragon does not exist without this card. Yeah, we have so many strong cards in this game. Why do we have so many strong cards in this game? The rest of these cards will all stay limited 1. Limit 2s. Concentrating Current should be unlimited, but they're not going to do it. So I predict that Konami will fail once again to unlimit Concentrating Current and Crimson Fox, both of which should be unlimited. Limit 3s. They should unlimit Silver Rocket Dragon already. And they probably will at this point. Because what is this card even competing with anymore? Needle Sealing? Just let it off. Alright. I'm going to take a bold hit here, chat. They are going to unlimit Engage. Because they don't expect Sky Strikers to fall out of the meta this fast. And they still have to... Like, they just released Kaina. Kaina just came into the game for real. So all of the cards that were in selection boxes for Sky Strikers have been released at this point. And they did not expect Sky Strikers to fall off like they did. So they are probably going to, A, unlimited engage, and then B, they're probably going to give us more Sky Striker cards in either the next box or the box after that, because they want to keep the hype train for Sky Strikers going. That's how they're going to pay their bills. Anyway, that's all. Oh, they should definitely unlimit Floodgate Trap Hole, but they won't. They will fail to unlimit Floodgate Trap Hole again. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.